And here's just a vertebrae. Okay, we're not going to really talk about where it came from. It just is. So the bulky part here, so that's this part in the front, is the vertebral body. And that's the weight-bearing area. That's the anterior portion. Okay, and then we have this whole section here is what we call the neural arch. And so it's the arch that covers, this hole right here is it's the foramen where the spinal cord goes through. Okay, so the other big areas are going to be, these are going to be your transverse processes. These are going to be your spinous processes. So this area between this and this is called the lamina. And this right here is the facet joint. So the facet joint is the part posterior where each vertebra stacks on top of the next. Okay, so it's sort of a flat joint. There's a little bit of gliding that goes on in there. It's not, you know, the movement of the spine is definitely a whole collaborative effort. And so these are going to be areas where the vertebrae stack up against each other in the posterior area. These are going to be muscle attachment points. Okay? Oh, and see, that's what I just told you all about. Did I miss anything? Okay, so let's talk about the intervertebral disc for a few minutes and then we'll take a break. So there's 23 intervertebral discs, and so there is that cartilaginous little pillow that goes right in between each vertebra. Okay. So they absorb and transmit shock. They maintain the flexibility of the vertebral column. And they make up about 25% of the total length of the vertebral column. And so what happens is with age, with time, with injuries, with bad posture, with life, as we get older, sometimes those vertebrae become, they start to diminish. They start to dehydrate a little bit. They're not as gooey, they're not as shock absorbing, and so they lose some of that vertical dimension. And so you've heard a lot about people shrinking as they get older. This is in part why, is the intervertebral discs start to deteriorate. And if that makes up 25% of the total length, of the spine, then if that gets smaller, it stands to reason you're going to get shorter. So good body care would dictate that you, A, maintain good posture, so you maintain the core strength to manage good posture through your life. But you also need to do weight-bearing exercise for the strength of your bones, but also to exercise, because as you walk, those discs have to compress a little bit as a shock absorber, okay? And they stay healthy with activity. It's kind of definitely one of those, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. Mm-hmm. And it's part of why they're saying that sitting is the new smoking. You know, sitting is as bad or worse for you. And even somebody that's a fairly active person, if you sit too much of the rest of the time, it can really have some detrimental effects on your body over time. Let's take a little break.